30 was the last time we saw her. And I was letting the kids play out here for a little while, and then she disappeared.
Imagine this. An 8-year-old innocent girl goes out to play and never makes it back home because her 14-year-old neighbor has a baseball bat and some rage issues. Yeah, this is a heartbreaking story about 8-year-old Maddie Clifton, who was brutally murdered by her friend and neighbor Josh Phillips. And get this, Josh was only 14 when he murdered the little girl. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the case of Maddie Clifton, because there's a lot to uncover here. And the craziest part is that you won't believe where Josh hid Maddie's body. Let's get right into this true crime mystery. On November 3rd, 1998, 8-year-old Maddie Clifton went missing from her home in Jacksonville, Florida. A search party for the little girl began instantly, as the entire town sprung into action and the whole nation watched it on their screens. Hundreds and hundreds of volunteers came rushing in, with camera crews flocking to the suburbs and 2 parents hoping to find their little girl safe and sound. This went on for days and days, but there was no sign of Maddie. Her friends were first row in all the search parties, even though most of them weren't even teenagers. And there was one boy who was giving it his all trying to find Maddie, holding the biggest posters, following the search crews and all of that. This guy was her close friend and neighbor Josh Phillips. Little did anyone know, he was responsible for Maddie's sudden disappearance. It took more than a week of relentless efforts for everyone to finally know what happened to the little girl. Her parents didn't find the happy girl they hoped to find, safe and alive. Instead, Maddie was found bludgeoned and stabbed to death at Josh Phillips' residence. But it was the place she was hidden that took everyone down by surprise. Keep watching, 'cause it'll surprise you too. Josh slammed a baseball bat into Maddie's skull when she wouldn't stop crying. When police found her body, Phillips first explained that he had struck Clifton in the face while playing baseball with her, then accidentally killed her when he hit her with a bat to stop her from crying. But oh no, that's not all, there's more. Yeah, Phillips's account was only half of the Maddie Clifton story, and the truth was far darker. The baseball bat wasn't what killed her. After beating Maddie with a bat and hearing her moan in pain, Josh decided to finish the job by brutal stabbing her with a knife. This took the poor girl's life away, and a 14-year-old boy in Jacksonville, Florida, had blood on his hands. He didn't know who to run to or where to hide the body, and we can only imagine how much he panicked after he realized what he had done. Josh was a teenager, and in his days played in the dirt, not with knives and dead bodies. The boy acted in terror and hid Maddie in the first hiding spot he could find. You know how they say there are monsters under your bed? Well, in Josh Phillips' case, there was a dead body under his bed, and one that he slept over her rotting corpse for an entire week. It's hard to imagine that no one in Josh's home discovered the body sooner. You'd expect hiding a dead body under your bed a little harder than that, right? Well, it shows that Josh wasn't given a lot of attention in his home, and there wasn't really anyone looking after him that much, which is a big reason why he did what he did. It took 7 days for Josh's mum to make the gruesome discovery, and she had just returned from canvassing an area with flyers for the missing 8-year-old. Maddie's body was found naked from the waist down, and she was only wearing white socks. It was also later revealed that Joshua Phillips watched pornography before and after he murdered her. Poor girl had no idea what was awaiting her, because she was expecting it to be another day outside in the sunshine. Born on June 17, 1990, in Jacksonville, Florida, Maddie Clifton was raised at a time when parents allowed their children to roam free. The Columbine High School shooting had yet to curb that lenience, and the fear of terrorism had yet to blanket a nation. Told to play outside on November 3rd, 1998, Maddie Clifton did just that. Now her parents wish she never stepped outside that day. Maddie was an innocent, sweet girl who'd switch in an instant from leotards and a tutu to a girl in cut-off blue jeans digging for worms. Joshua Phillips, on the other hand, had a very troubled childhood. He was born on March 17, 1984, in Allentown, Pennsylvania, but in the early 1990s, his family moved across the street from the Cliftons in Florida. His father, Steve Phillips, a computer specialist, was incredibly strict and violent towards his wife, Melissa, and Josh. Steve also became furious if other children were in his house without him, even more so if he'd been drinking, which he often had been. As fate would have it, the freedom of one young girl and the fears of an abused teen would clash to deadly results. The day started with the two friends playing basketball together when Josh accidentally hit Maddie in the face, and she wouldn't stop crying, Josh was terrified of how his father would react if he found another child in the house. So what started with a beating to shush Maddie turned into a brutal murder done in cold blood. Phillips was merely a 9th grader with a C average at the A. Philip Randolph Academies of Technology. He was arrested in school within moments of the body being discovered and was charged with first-degree murder. Those who knew Josh personally couldn't fathom the news. Josh, there's no way he did that. People couldn't believe it. And get this, so many people in the tight-knit neighborhood were in disbelief once news spread about Maddie Clifton's murderer, that a judge ordered his trial to take place in a county halfway across the state in the hope of curbing jury bias. The trial only lasted 2 days, and Joshua's attorney, Richard D. Nichols, didn't put a single witness on the stand. His only defense was the fact that Josh was a 14-year-old, acting in desperation. On August 26, 1999, Josh was found guilty of first-degree murder, and the judge sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Phillips began eligible for a rehearing in 2012, but Maddie's sister was quick to act. She was terrified of what would happen if he would go free. She said, "She doesn't get a chance to walk on this earth again, so why should he?" So the judges upheld their decision, and the original sentence was Phillips' final fate. Or so we thought. In 2017, he was given another chance for a resentencing after a case study was done by psychologists. The US Supreme Court said it was unlawful to automatically send youthful offenders away for life, because science shows that the brain is not fully developed until a person is in their mid-20s. So, an undeveloped adolescent brain can make a person irrational and impulsive. Don't get it wrong though, what Phillips did was beyond terrifying. A nationally known psychologist and expert witness from Chicago, James Garbarino, testified that in his opinion Phillips truly was remorseful once his actions hit him. He then revealed that Phillips at 14 suffered from the psychodynamics of his family. He had a father who was emotionally and verbally abusive, and a mother who suffered from depression, and described Phillips as a teen who was socially isolated and estranged. Garbarino said, "He didn't feel connected to positive experiences as an average teenager. He had feelings of hopelessness, despair, possibly suicide, which is not surprising given the psychologically abusive treatment by his father." Phillips felt the same about the whole tragic incident. In his own words, Josh said, "I had no clue what life meant, what death meant, nor the depths of suffering that would follow one act," he added. "I had no inkling of how long suffering could last. I have lived long enough to understand what really suffering was." At 14-year-old, he only knew so much. Heavily influenced by the negative impacts of pornography and the trauma given by his father, Josh lashed out. This is one of the most tragic true crime stories, and it's still a debate whether Josh should be given the chance to a paroled. Given the circumstances, and his condition when he murdered precious Maddie, it's still controversial, and people are divided on it. Some say that Josh wasn't at the age to think rationally, while others add the fact that he was a sensible 9th grader who knew what he was doing. Whatever it may be, a precious life was taken away from the world, and nothing can take away the pain Maddie's loss gave people. But after all these years, Josh can't help but regret what he did, and is truly sorry for it. He said, "I did something horrible, and I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Even now, after all these years, it is just so unfathomable that all this could have occurred. It tears my mind to know that I stole such a precious life from you, from the world. One day you're playing basketball with your 8-year-old neighbor, and the other you're in jail." Well, this was the tragic story of Maddie Clifton, and that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like this video, share and comment. I'll be back with more true crime stories, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Until then, peace out.